Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today, in replacement of Night at the Improv, I'm going to work on my nails. Yay! It's been a hot minute for me to work on these. I started my natural nails 2 weeks ago, I believe. So I want to kind of keep it going. So I did do an infill. I wanted to show that in a video, but I really didn't have the time this weekend. But I did do my infill with Dorota Politska's fiber gel. I'm so in love with these fiber gels. Check out our website. I did do an unboxing recently, so you want to check that out. But for this video's design, I'm going to be using the December mystery box. You legit have only a few more hours till this one is done, because they release all the new monthly boxes the 7th of the month. So our time tomorrow, it's going to be released, which means I think maybe midnight, maybe 11 p.m. actually. I don't know. I'm not too sure. So there is limited time. I did do a members only live unboxing weeks ago. I didn't have time to do the regular live unboxing. This time of year is always busy, from October till the new year, and maybe trickling over to Valentine's Day for content creators everywhere. So if you don't want to miss a thing, you can do the membership level tier 2. I do photos for tier 1. Tier 2 gets the videos, but I'm doing this now for you guys, and I'm going to do a design with it. So we're going to be using number 16 dry rose. I just put on some base coat because I want that barrier protecting my fiber gel extensions. I don't want any staining or anything ruining those. So it's a great practice to do base gel, especially if you intend on doing line work, because it'll kind of not stick, but it'll run better on base gel, if that makes any sense. So, but here I'm just putting on, I ended up putting on 2 coats of this number 16 dry rose. And I'm just going to be applying this onto every nail except for the ring finger. So I am using whatever was in the December mystery box. I am throwing in a little extras that weren't included, but they're pretty much like the base coat, top coat. I ended up using some transfer foil glue and some gem glue. This is all Varnail, by the way. If you may not know already at this point, I am a brand ambassador for Varnail. So if you would please use the link in the description box, it definitely helps me out, and I greatly appreciate your support, as well as the 25% discount code, Isms by Josie. So thank you so much in advance for those that end up using this. Really super duper ultra appreciate all and every bit of support that I'm getting. The viewers, the link clickers, the discount code users, all of that. I really appreciate it, you guys. So I really do like this color. I know I have this thing about pink, but the fiber gel, I think that's like light pink, it's called, the fiber gel. I love that color, even though I don't like pinks. For some reason, extension gels, poly gels in a light pink is always nice to me. See, it's kind of like, it looks kind of naturally like, I don't know. And then this dry rose here, it is kind of in the nude family. So I think that kind of works for me in what we're trying to do here. So yeah, really like that. So now I'm going to be using number 59 Twinkle Light. And at first I thought that this was kind of like a dull, crappy color. Hey, I'll be honest. It's like this dull purple, but then I realized that there are like micro glitters in here. So it looks like a velvet in person. So this isn't a bad color at all. So when I was coming up, there was, there were other colors in this box, by the way. So I ended up picking the dry rose and the twinkle light, and that just doesn't happen. There was intention in that pick. So it's not that bad. I've took a second glance and ended up liking it. So I'm using it in this set now. I'm using it actually, and not only am I using it, I'm using it as the accent nail. So I've got some stuff in store for this nail. And of course, I always want my accent nail to be blingy, glittery, shimmery. It's got to be one of them, or just jam-packed with some line work. So we are doing a Christmas theme. If the title doesn't show it, or my first, minute didn't talk about it, we're doing a Christmas set. I normally do dailies when I end up getting the boxes, but that is so much work, as you can imagine. And I really don't have time for that. So oddly enough, yeah, I'm going to mat this out. I thought it'd be really nice with the idea that I have. And I want the background to be muted. It's a beautiful color that you can just wear on its own. If you see right here, it's like, oh, I can just rock this color on its own. Maybe put a Frenchie on it. I don't know. But I said, okay, let's mute the background. We want this as simple and plain as possible so that we can put stuff on it that's not so simple and plain. And I'm really loving the nails. I'm wearing them right now. So I do have the Christmas mystery box and bag coming up. I will be doing separate designs for those because if you have been around for my recent lives and videos, I've had it. I want to do more designs. I feel like I've been doing the football thing and the worldly Josieisms and Night at the Improv. I mean, Night at the Improv, you do get to do some design, but you don't get to have like a full set look. And I'm missing designs on my nails. Like, I usually leave it bare now, but I'm like dying to put stuff on. So if you notice, the last couple of weeks, last week and this week, I'm putting a design on there. So we're going to start doing more designs. So I am going to be doing a design for the monthly, the Christmas box, and then the Christmas bag. So we've got a few more designs coming up. All right, so the funny thing about this reflective glitter that I just got, I think I have this. I can't remember. I think I might have the gold, but I thought it was like a chrome powder that doubles as like a glitter. So at first, I just have 2-in-1 top. 2-in-1 chrome top coat on my thumb, and that didn't work. So I cut that whole chunk of the video because I ended up using my transfer foil glue that for some reason I didn't show in this video. So what I'm putting on my nails right now is the transfer foil glue. The blob below it is the 2-in-1 chrome top coat because I thought that was powder. Or at least more powder than glitter, and it's all reflective glitter, which is crazy because it's beautiful glitter. So anyway, I'm doing icicles on my nails. I wanted to do a sugaring. I haven't done a sugaring in quite some time, and I really like the look. I think maybe in my dailies last year, I did do some sugaring, and I just, I needed that on me now, so I'm drawing up some random icicle shapes. It's not even real icicle. I'm just zigzagging my brush back and forth to create some rickety cricket lines that the reflective glitter is going to pick up. So in Alive, maybe, not mine, but we were talking about, maybe it was Night at the Improv. Maybe it was mine. And we were talking about how to get, how to stick on flocking powder. And I did the same technique here that I did for sticking flocking powder. So I'll do the transfer foil glue. Don't cure it. And right now I'm sprinkling on the reflective glitter. This is going to allow the reflective glitter to get soaked and absorbed by that transfer glue. And I'm going to leave a nice pile on there so that I can cure it all together, and whatever sticks, sticks. So you see that mound? It's so pretty. It's so reflective glittery. I mean, very amazing. So I'm going to stick this whole thing under the lamp. And then when you come back, I did this twice. Once I did it to kind of tap down the glitter to make sure it really gets on there. And then I'm going to stick that under. And then the second time was removing the excess. So I think I don't show the first one, and I just show the second one and then brushing it off. But look at it. It like picked up everything. So my theory is when it's a wet gel, of course it's going to stick to whatever is dry, in this case, the glitter. And then when it cures, whenever you cure transfer gel, it turns into like an adhesive. So I'm thinking whatever that didn't really stick will end up sticking because there's the adhesive that happens after you cure. So if you're ever wondering how to stick on glitters or sugar glitters or do flocking powder, I would use transfer foil glue. So for this first design that I'm doing, is the catalyst. And the concept of this whole Christmas design is, I mean, it should be the reflective glitter, but the initial thought was making a wreath. So I'm going to make a wreath. Everybody makes a wreath. There are many ways to make a wreath, and I don't think I've ever done this before, which is crazy because it seems pretty common. So what it is I have these colorful caviar beads that came in the December mystery box. And I said, oh my gosh, these are so perfect. I can now do my wreath. I wanted to make a wreath out of baubles. So if anybody has ever did a DIY, Christmas decor, and has made their own wreath, you can do baubles, like the little ornaments. There's plastic ones now, but you can string them together to make them look like a Christmas wreath. I think that's so cute. Very chic, very modern, and you can practically attach anything on it to make it look really cool and nice. You can do things to make it halfway traditional with the pine, and then add the baubles on there to give it a new look. But anyway, so I said, let's bring these out. Let's use these. I have different colors. At first, I thought I was going to do like random colors. But since we already have the reflective glitter in the background, I said, you know what? It already looks a little too abstract and modern. Let's take it back a little by putting the just the green caviar beads. That way, if there, it won't be any question. Green in a circle with some red dots on there. It has to be a wreath, So it's got a mixture of the modern look, but kind of more of like a, Mr. Obvious with the colors so that you know what it is. I mean, either way, I think it could have been blue. It could have been orange. I think then you would still understand what it was, I think. But anyway, so I'm doing this in sections. This was a Susie video, nail career education. She was doing Christmas designs, and she did her wreath in sections, and I never like doing sections because I always feel if you put a blob of glue on your nail in sections, when you cure it, the ends of the glue is like rounded, smooth, and then you have to pile up more glue on top of it and hope that a bauble sticks. And, so you really got to plan that very well, I feel. But for me, I feel like if you put the glue all around all at once, and you do it all at once, you don't have to worry about, doing it in section and having hard pieces too hard for the baubles to stick, even though you do have a layer of glue on there, so. But the downside of it is depending on your type of glue, which is why I like to use other glues that are very thick in viscosity, because the caviar beads won't move around. In this case here, I'm using the Varnail Gem Glue, and it does have some consistency, but sometimes the caviar beads will roll on you. These are kind of lightweight. If I put the metal ones, because I have the gold, the rose gold, and the silver, those are already weighted because they're metal. And they're not as big as these baubles, but sometimes they still move around. So if I did the whole thing in gem glue all at once, I would have probably cried trying to chase them around because they'd be slipping off my nail. So when Susie did it in section, I was like, all right, let's try it. So as you can see here, I'm doing my baubles in section, and it's turning out pretty well. And it probably helps also that it's sitting on a mound of glitter, because it's giving it kind of like a traction to stick to, and it's also acting like a shim. Not everybody's going to know what a shim is, but when you, in carpentry, if you want something, a joint to be stronger and not loose, you add a little shim in there because you shimmy it in the crack, and then it makes it like a stronger hold. So the glitter, I don't know why I'm trying to educate you guys right now, because I'm half asleep. But anyway, the glitter acts like a shimmy. It's getting in between, well, it's getting through that gem glue, and kind of giving it a little platform, if you will, for the caviar beads to sit on. So if it was on my flat rounded nail, those suckers probably would have started rolling. But because it's sitting on this glitter, it's not really moving anywhere. So I'm really happy about that. But as I'm doing this now, because I wanted all the different sizes of caviar beads, and that was my sister texting. Yeah, I gave her a twang. But anyway, I'm like, oh no, where am I gonna put the cherries? I don't know what they're called. What are the red dots on there? Holly beads. So I was like, oh, we're gonna have a problem now. So that's why on the top I'm kind of like, finishing this off. I'm using smaller beads so that I will have room to put the red ones on, and I'll just maybe put tiny red ones at the bottom. This little, I don't know if they're selling this individually on their website. You can always check. But I love the different sizes. It gives you variety, and it makes my life better, because I'm assembling this wreath and it looks perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. I just have to add another color on here and the bow tie, and then we're done. So let's get through this. So thank you so much for watching. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I wanted to go ahead and thank my Josieism Tier 2 members. Thank you for all your support. Go check out Sandra's Sparkly Sets and check out Conjure Up Nails, as well as the Nail Genie SC. Also, thank you so much for my other Josieism members. If you would like, go check out the perks and become a member today. Thanks. Bye.